Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about two critical aspects of backend development: error handling and logging. Proper error handling ensures that your application doesn't crash unexpectedly, while logging helps you monitor and troubleshoot issues in real time. In this video, I will walk you through best practices for both, so you can build a robust and maintainable backend. Let's start with error handling. Errors are inevitable in any application, but how you handle them can make a big difference. Proper error handling ensures that your application remains stable and that users receive meaningful feedback when something goes wrong. One of the first things to keep in mind is to never expose sensitive information in your error messages. For example, if there is a database error, avoid showing the raw SQL query or stack trace to the user. Instead, provide a generic error message that doesn't reveal internal details. It's also important to differentiate between user errors and system errors. User errors like invalid input or missing fields should result in clear and helpful error messages. On the other hand, system errors like a failed database connection should trigger internal logging and alerting mechanisms. When building a REST API using the correct HTTP status code is a best practice for indicating the outcome of a request. For example, a 400 status code indicates a bad request, while a 500 status code indicates a server error. By using standard HTTP status codes, you make it easier for client-side developers to understand what went wrong and how to handle the error. Always aim to provide meaningful error messages along with the status code to help developers troubleshoot more effectively. Graceful error handling is all about making sure that your application can recover from errors and continue operating whenever possible. For example, if a non-critical component fails, your application should handle the error gracefully and allow the rest of the system to function normally. In some cases, you can even provide fallback behavior. For example, if an external API is down, your application can display cached data or a placeholder message instead of crashing entirely. This improves the user experience and ensures that your application remains resilient. Now, let's shift our focus to logging. Logging is essential for tracking the behavior of your application and troubleshooting issues. However, not all logs are created equal. To get the most out of your logs, it's important to follow some best practices. First, make sure to log important events like errors, warnings, and critical application milestones, but avoid logging sensitive information such as user passwords or API keys. This not only protects user data but also helps prevent security vulnerabilities. Another key point is to structure your logs in a way that makes them easy to parse and analyze. Many developers use JSON format for logging, as it's easily readable by both humans and machines. Tools like Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana, or cloud-based logging services like AWS CloudWatch or Google Cloud Logging can help you monitor and analyze logs at scale. Using log levels is another best practice. Most logging libraries such as Log4j or Winston offer different log levels like debug, info, warn, and error. By assigning the appropriate level to each log message, you can control the granularity of your logs. For example, in development environment, you might want to log everything, including debug messages, but in production, you will likely want to limit logging to warn and error levels to reduce noise and focus on critical issues. Finally, let's talk about centralized logging. In a distributed system or microservices architecture, logs can be scattered across multiple services. Centralized logging allows you to collect and analyze logs from all your services in one place. By aggregating logs into a single system, you can easily search for specific events, track down issues, and gain insights into how your application is performing as a whole. Tools like Splunk, Graylog, or open source solutions like ELK Stack can help you set up centralized logging. And that's it for our video on error handling and logging best practices. We have covered the importance of proper error handling, the use of HTTP status codes, graceful error handling techniques, and the best practices for logging in backend development. By following these principles, you will build more resilient, secure, and maintainable backend systems. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more tech tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.